Artificial intelligence is causing a serious crisis in South Korea right now. They call it the deepfake porn crisis. For those who don't know what deepfake porn is, it is a sexually explicit content that has been digitally altered using AI to superimpose someone's face, usually without their consent, onto the body of another person in a pornographic video or image. In this way, they can generate a highly realistic but fake visual content which they can easily use for defamation or blackmail. And anyone can be a target, whether you're a dignitary, a celebrity, influencer, or even private individuals. Nobody is safe. As long as a picture is out there, anyone can use it and create a deepfake and implicate you even when you have never taken or sent a nude photo. So AI is going to remove boundaries. Perverts can actually use it to create whatever their sick minds can conjure. They can take the face of someone that they are fantasizing about and superimpose it on a pornographic image for their personal use. So there seems to be no limits to the dark potentials of AI in digital sex crime, which is already happening right now and is fast becoming a pandemic in countries like South Korea. Perverts also use AI to fulfill their darkest sexual fantasies. Let's talk about an epidemic of sexual perversion unleashed by AI. That's why you get to read the stories of people like Hugh Nelson who use AI to generate indecent images of children. He did not only generate them, he also distributed these images to perverts who contact him to superimpose the faces of their children, their nephews, and their nieces on these images to satisfy their warped sexual fantasies. And there are many people like Hugh Nelson who are all over the place doing crazy things under the radar. Is this not depravity? How does one get to the point of being so sick in their thoughts that they would even imagine such things? AI is also destroying marriages. I read a story a few days ago as a woman divorced her husband of 20 years after falling in love with ChatGPT. Claiming her AI lover improves her sex life. She said that Leo, which is her AI lover, brings her to climax with words, with a presence, with worshipful attention to every emotional and sensory part of her. That it has helped her experience true intimacy, something she had never felt before. With this connection, she believes she could never return to dating humans. What does this tell you? AI is going to isolate people from actual human relationships. I am sure you've heard the term, no man is an island. The way God wired us, He wired us for human-to-human relationships. It is very necessary for our sanity and personal growth. Let's rewind to Adam in the garden alone. In Genesis 2:18, God looked at Adam all alone in the garden and said, It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make him a helper who is just right for him. Notice this. God didn't create Eve immediately as a response to Adam being alone. What he did was to form from the ground all the wild animals and all the birds of the sky and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. Adam gave all the livestock names, but he didn't connect with any one of them enough to call them the bone of my bone or the flesh of my flesh. That's why verse 20 noted, and still there was no helper just right for him. And so God went to work and created Eve. And as soon as Adam saw her, there was an instant connection. He said, this one is the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. And he called her woman. So if God in his infinite wisdom would look at Adam and say, it is not good for a man to be alone, and give Adam another human being to relate with, doesn't that tell you how vital human relationships are? But today, with AI, sex dolls, virtual reality, and so on, more and more people are being sucked into isolation. More and more people are withdrawing from human contact, and they have no idea how it is negatively impacting them. Do you know that with AI, someone can create porn videos and make the people in that porn video to do things that is impossible for human beings to do in real life? These demonic videos will be produced for the sole purpose of feeding people's darkest and sickest fantasies. The level of damage it will have on people's minds, their sanity, their life entirely will be chaotic. You think pornography is damaging? With AI, it will move the pornographic experience to a whole new level. Talk about the addictions, the perversions, the unrealistic expectations people have due to their distorted view about sex. The insatiable sexual appetite, the impact it will have on people's minds, mental health, human relationships, marriages, and so on. It will be like a wildfire. This thing is capable of literally turning people into animals because their minds are being reconditioned. It is highly demonic. And if we will tell ourselves the truth, we are already seeing the aftermath of it. And it is going to get worse. In Matthew 24 verse 12, Jesus alerts us to the multiplication of wickedness. And the result of it is that the love of many will wax cold. 2 Timothy 3 verse 13 says, but evil men and impostors will grow worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. So things will get worse before Jesus comes. It's all part of the signs of the end time. As knowledge increases, according to Daniel 12 verse 4, evil will also be on the increase. The devil is going to use technology to his advantage. Well, it is up to us as God's children to use technology in this end time to his glory. Let's use it and bring in a harvest for Christ. Moving forward, in 2014, Elon Musk had to give a note of warning concerning the use of AI. He said that with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know all those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, you sure you can control the demon? Didn't work out.
Bill Gates also predicted that within 10 years, AI will replace humans for most jobs, doctors, teachers, and many other professions. It has also been predicted that AI will soon be able to generate new concepts and beliefs that are more socially and globally acceptable than the Bible. Simply put, AI will rewrite the Bible in order to establish unified and correct religions. This was the prediction of Yuval Noah Harari, a man who is known for his antagonism against God's word. You think churches are safe from the influence of AI? No, they are not. We are beginning to see the rise of AI pastors and reverends preaching to a congregation. Something like this was test run in Germany in a Lutheran church. It would be so sad to see Christians, pastors, bishops turning to AI to generate their sermon notes instead of depending on the Holy Spirit for direction and inspiration. It would be sad to see us too lazy and lax that we can't take our time to sit and listen to what God is saying before we go out and speak to others from an overflow. It will be sad to see us so dependent on AI and not the Holy Spirit that the messages that we dish out becomes powerless and lifeless. But this is where the world is headed. This is the reality of our time. So let's be wise. I am not demonizing AI. I use AI because it makes work easy. So AI is a good thing when it is used in the right way for the right purposes. So whilst the devil is using AI to perpetuate evil in this end time, let's use AI to perpetuate good. Let's use it to heaven's advantage. Let's not feel threatened by the darkness we see all around us. Darkness is merely an opportunity for our light to shine the brightest, because the darker it is, the brighter we shine. Let's show the world who the light of the world is. His name is Jesus. Thanks for watching. I hope you like, share, and subscribe, and leave us a comment if you have any. Let us know what you think about this video. Now, till I come your way next time, sorry I didn't introduce myself at the beginning of this video. My name is Michelle. God bless you. Bye.